Oh, that sucked. That did not work out the way I was hoping it would work out. So that was some serious issues there. I guess I don't know, there's too many tabs. I don't know what's going on with this computer lately. What is going on, guys? Good to see you. So apologize for the intro there. For some reason, it did not work as it normally does. Unfortunately, it did not work. So, but in any case, it's good to see you guys tonight. Great to be able to connect. Happy Thursday for sure. What is going on, TJ Jackson? Johnny Nguyen, I'm going to say Nguyen was first. Good to see you in the stream tonight, brother. Crypto Bulldozer. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Happy Thursday. Yeah, absolutely. We're actually on the road and got a chance to hop on here tonight. So I just want to hop on here and do a quick stream. Man, what is going on here? There it is. Hope everything is good. What's going on, Rod Hop? Good to see you. XRP Magazine, what's going on, my friend? How are you? James at the water cooler. What in the world? I haven't seen you in a while, brother. Good to see you tonight, man. Absolutely great to see you. Man, I don't know what to do. Let's see here. Hold on one second, guys. Let me check something out. Oh, man, I got too many tabs open. Fidelity is going to launch an asset management thing, huh? Let's do this. Let's see if we can't free up some of this bandwidth. Hope you guys had a great night. Yeah, I hope you guys had a really great night. I got to tell you, man, the market is doing its thing. I love it. Absolutely love it. IMF incoming inflation. Yeah, we'll go over that one as well. But let's try to get rid of some of these tabs. This is one I definitely want to share with you guys. Wow, question. Boy, oh boy, what is going on right now? Is it XRP at 25 cents yet or what? What's going on? Did XRP go down 25 cents? I don't even know. I think it was close. Chad B said, pay the mortgage early. Pay the mortgage early. Gonna buy the heck out of this dip. I hear that. I hear that. TJ Jackson, did you see Plot do his thing today for a little bit? Did you see PLA do its thing there for a little bit? I don't know what's going on with the XRP lawsuit. I know it's my understanding it's been postponed. Pivotal. Jonathan Batista's here. How are you, Jonathan? Good to see you tonight, man. Yeah, so that's my understanding. So what's going on with the SEC, guys? What's going on there? The stock exchange is able to do direct listing. SEC came out with a new model to it's accredited investor model. 25, it got down to 25.6, really? Wow. Yeah, 4 for $1 wouldn't be too bad. Wow. Interesting. Interesting stuff. Yeah, TJ Cut, it did. I missed it. My soon-to-be brother-in-law messaged me about it. He was trying to make some moves. What's going on, Trey? Good to see you, brother. Hope you got that message I sent you in the email, man. Shaw's doing good too, huh? TJ Jackson, Safe Haven's doing good. I hear that, bro. I don't have any SHA. It's funny, I have 8-hour token, but I don't have any SHA. Yeah, so what's going on with this? Anybody know or is familiar with the SEC in these new series, tests or exams that you can take now to, allow yourself to become an accredited investor? Anybody familiar with those? It sounds like they are, for like financial planners, financial advisors, that type of thing. And so can anyone take that Series 7 exam or was it Series 65 and Series 82? Can anyone take them? Anybody know? I don't know. It's interesting stuff. I do know that Jerome Powell seems to be wanting everyone to be comfortable with these interest rates that he's trying to get in that 2% range. That's interesting stuff right there. I'm gonna let you guys listen to Lynette Zang for ITM Trading. She kind of lays down inflation, that hidden tax of inflation, and how it affects your purchasing power. I think most of us know, but we'll take a listen to that as well. Interesting stuff. Firefly says algo is boss. Yeah, they changed that XRP gal. They added some things that you can do. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in the stream in a while. In a while, man. It's good to see you tonight. They added this series testing that you can do now. So there are people that are the wealthy, but then they got the Series 7, Series 65, and I believe Series 82. That is how it was when I had my licenses. Yeah. Oh, hey, Lily. Good to see you. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here tonight. Hope everything worked out well for you with Celsius. Yeah. So that's what I was thinking too, right, Lily? Like, it feels like the Series 7 is like financial planners, or these are the types that kind of take these exams. I went over the SEC's thing. I will do that later too as well. Yeah, testing. Yeah, testing. Right. So if you don't meet the income levels, if you don't meet those, you can do the testing as well. This yeah. So I'm gonna go over to SEC Gov for sure and check those out. But I do want to talk a little bit about this this inflation rate that Jerome Powell was talking about earlier. I believe that was earlier today. It's not looking good at all. It really is not looking all. We're going to go over that as well. Let's go over the markets and kind of see where things are. And then I'm going to let you guys listen to Lynette Zang, a lady who's been in the markets and doing well in the markets for quite a long time. Is she a gold bug? Absolutely. Is she a prepper? Absolutely. But she's hugely, hugely smart. XRP Joe is in the building. What's up, dude? Good to see you. It's not much to that at all, really, TJ Jackson, about consensus buying JP Morgan's quorum. My take on it was a dead project, and they took it off JP Morgan's hands in return for an investment in consensus. That's what it feels like to me. Benjamin Salisbury is in the building. What's going on? Good to see you. Let's listen to Lynette Zang talk about inflation and how this hidden tax, we've always called it back in the day. We've always called it the hidden tax. That is inflation. Let's share a little bit with you guys what she has to say. Hopefully, I don't have too many tabs open. Let me do this. Let me do this first. This poor little computer of mine cannot handle my propensity, my seemingly necessity of having to have every single tab in the world open all the time. All right, let's get rid of that. All right. Let's see here. She's right here. Let's do this. Check out her definition of, or an example of inflation, hoping to raise some issues. It's about 5 minutes long, but I think it's a good listen to, right? Do this. It's YouTube. This is kind of the answer why everyone always feels like they're no matter what they do, they can't seem to constantly get ahead, especially if the things that they do is always in and around trading time for dollars, right? An employee-employer relationship. That's a challenge, right? Let's check this out.
A viewer recently asked me to help to bring back the bread example in purchasing power. So I'm going to show you how inflation impacts you in the purchasing power life cycle of a fiat money. Coming up. I'm Lynette Zang, Chief Market Analyst here at ITM Trading, a full-service physical gold and silver company. And, you know, they keep talking about inflation. We need inflation. Inflation is a good thing. Well, I'm going to let you decide if inflation is such a good thing by looking at what happens to the purchasing power of a $1 Federal Reserve note and then a $1 gold coin. Because in the beginning of this currency's life cycle, or just before 1912, 1/20th of an ounce of gold backed a $1 bill. And you could buy 11 loaves of bread with that dollar. But then they started to transition and take value out of the money. And so by 1920, well, this was only 8 loaves of bread. So there's 11 here. That means that we need to take 3 away. Okay, so, all right, not too bad after all. The system was flooded with money, and you could still convert this into a 20th of an ounce of gold. But by 1933, well, see, it was really good for people because that 20th of an ounce of gold or of $4 actually could buy you 14 loaves of bread. So we've got, let's see, we've got 8 here, 8, 9, 10, 11.
She's really
12.
Dealing with loaves of bread.
13, and 14. Let's put that there so it doesn't topple over. Okie dokie. Well, then the real devaluation began. So by 1971, what would have bought you 14 loaves of bread? Well, no, hun. Now that only buys you 6. So we just need, well, here's 6 here. We'll take all the rest away. I think you're starting to get the picture of what it is that I've been talking about. Okay, $1, 6 loaves of bread. Okay, by 2000, when there was another monetary regime shift and they went to inflation targeting, because remember, peak debt hit in 97. Oh, okay, well, let's get rid of this because $1 only bought, okay, a little bit more than half of a loaf of bread. So let's see, we went from all of that, roughly, that.
Oh, that's funny.
By 2020, okay, $1 only buys you, and I'm going to tell you, this is the cheapest bread that I could find. Okay, $1 only buys you that much, or maybe even a little bit less. There you go. Can you see the pattern? And you volunteered it because you don't understand inflation by design. And perception management keeps you in the system and keeps you believing that, well, this dollar can't but help to regain some of its past value, especially
perception management. So that's Lynette's, she's going to leave us a slice. So that's Lynette Zang's illustration from ITM Trading. I definitely encourage you, if you want to level up, again, your overall IQ of the space, this financial space, you certainly want to subscribe to that channel and listen to her as often as you can. Really, really smart lady. But that is the challenge that most of us have right now. The reason why, listen, Paul Tudor Jones, the ex guy, what was he? The ex, was it Rubbermaid or DuPont, or I don't know what the older guy was. The older guy talking about BTC and digital assets. Paul Tudor Jones, Ray Dalio. There's the reason why they're speaking about it now, where it was taboo, literally 90, 120 days ago, because they realize what's happening with the dollar. They understand it. And this new asset class is the new asset to have, that you want to have. Precious metals, gold and silver, and digital assets. Without question, this is the way that you want to go. It really, really, really is. And perception management is what's been going on for the longest time. Really, I remember even when I was when I had a job as an air traffic controller, I remember when we got the 5% and the 6% raises every single year, right? It still wasn't keeping up with the real cost of inflation, the real rate of inflation. 20%. The real inflation, 20% per annum, 20%. Right? That's why it always seems like, especially when you're not in a position where you can increase the amount of money that you earn. If you're not in a position to do that, right? And so if you're in a position where if you're a W-2 employee, you put in a certain amount of time, they give you a certain amount of money, that type of deal, you can't outpace, because the employer can't afford to pay you to outpace it every single year. They can't afford to pay you it. They're dealing with inflation themselves. They can't afford to pay you, right? You have to be in a position where you can outpace the inflation, right? But for example, by having your own cash flow business, home-based business, right? Where you can go out and scale something that you have, right? Something that you have, you can scale it. You're in control of it. You're not trading time for dollars. Right? You can scale it. That's the challenge with the W-2, right? Is you cannot scale it to keep up with inflation. That's the big challenge, right? And so that's a funny that's a funny example. But shout out to Lynette Zang for doing that. Very, very smart lady. Bro, XRP is in the building. It's good to see you. Sub God 123 is here. Use peanut butter, maybe. What's going on? Absolutely, bro. XRP. That's exactly right. Inflation will make XRP great again. Indeed. Lily, yes, she is a great teacher. I'm glad you follow. She's great. She does a really, really great job. She really, really does. Oh, you bought your silver from now, huh? Lily is a smart lady right here. Okay. Premium was a little high, but education is top notch. There you go. Absolutely. Was it $50 spot? Yes, indeed. So absolutely. And so, I mean, that's very, very smart of you, right? You're dealing in non-correlated assets, right? That's the key. Non-correlated to the fiat dollar and inflation, right? That is the key. Gold, silver, and digital assets. Digital assets. I sold my gold and silver early 17 and just, started getting into digital assets. And I can't wait to start acquiring it again. Oh, man. I can't wait. D. Grails is in the building. How are you, bro? Good to see that. Good to see you. Siege. I received my first interest payment on Celsius. You're the man, Siege. Well, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Good for you. You're going to love it. Mondays are a great time. Mondays are great days. Mondays are great days. Absolutely great days. Mr. Hellstorm says, love and silver, right? Absolutely. So in the end, I'm trying to figure out this SEC thing for accredited investors. If you have to somehow be sponsored or I don't know what the word would be. You have to have some avenue to be able to get in there to take that test. Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting thing to see, but at least they're doing something, you know. So Christian Carlo actually tweeted about it, which I found to be very, very interesting. You know, absolutely for sale. Yeah, I definitely will. Without question, I will get more gold and silver. Darcy B, what's going on, bro? Man, the new names in here are crazy. Lots of new people. Oh, yeah, without question. Lots of new people, without question. Good to see you tonight, man. Yeah, I mean, it's not a big of a task risk, right? The challenge with taxes, BA, is if the better you're educated, the less daunting it can be, right? The more educated you are on it, it's not as daunting as you think, right? Self-directed IRAs are great, right? Especially if you have some stuff to roll over into that, so you can continue the purchase there, right? So that you can, do that. But we're in the space in DeFi space and collateralized debt positions and loan to value, LTV loans with Celsius, where you can take advantage of the way the system is today and not have to pay taxes on your assets, right? A year or less and all this other stuff they're saying and all it doesn't really matter. If we're in a position where we can live off the interest and leverage our assets by taking loans out on the assets that we hold, we never have to, we can take advantage of the current system the way it is, the current system the way it is, right? So that is the key. Just knowing some strategies, having strategies so that you don't have to pay, as much tax as you think you have to pay. Deep Mind is in the building. What's up, brother? Good to see you. I'll diversify all my oil and XRP to gold and silver one moon. I hear that, man. Deep Mind is here. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Enjoy your meal, man. I was about to snack on something as well. What's going on, brother? Good to see you tonight, man. So that's the deal. It's really getting more and more educated about the options, BA, when it comes to taxes. That's the key to it all. Yeah. And so, yeah, the times are very, very interesting. There's certainly some stuff going on. I find it very, very odd, don't you, that thing with Ripple and the lawsuit got postponed again. Right? What's going on, Crypto Keeper? Good to see you tonight. I don't know. I don't know. So that is some very, very interesting stuff for sure. This was an interesting little tweet. Let me share this from Ian Northen. Hugely important to understand this. There's this thing about the banks. The reality is it's a certain amount of the banks. It's the top 5 to 8 banks, right? Think about this. JP Morgan's assets is $3 trillion. Goldman Sachs, $1.9 trillion. Bank of America, $2.5 trillion. Barclays, $1.2 trillion. Wells Fargo, $1.9 trillion. HSBC, $2.7 trillion. Morgan Stanley, $2 trillion. Just these 7 banks hold more assets than the GDP of every country on earth, except the U.S. This is from Greg Manarino, who put this out. And so Greg Manarino put this out. And so when you hear about the banks and the banks, right, it's the top 5 to 10 banks. That's the challenge, right? It's the top 5 to 7 banks. That's the challenge, right? That's where the issues are in the system, the way the system is. But now you have a position. Now you have an opportunity to be your own banker, to become your own banker. Did you guys know that? Your own banker, right? You do. You just got to learn the strategy to become your own banker, right? So thank God for the DeFi space and how it's going to evolve. Thank God for apps like the Sum app, right? You know, and thank God for the crypto community as a whole, where we're learning more and more ways to become our own bankers. It's hugely important. Jonathan Vincent, I appreciate you being here, bro. Celsius is awesome. I would absolutely agree with you. That's massive. Every country except for the United States, 7 banks. I mean, come on. And so when you say the banks, I always say in my live streams or on my videos, I say it's the top 8 to 10 or top 5 to 10 banks. It's not the other 9,990 banks. They want out of having to deal with SWIFT in that system, right? But in the end, even with that being said, we still want to learn the strategies in order for us to become our own bankers, right? We want to learn those strategies. I would encourage you to read Becoming Your Own Banker by R. Nelson Nash. See if it resonates with you. See if it makes sense to you. Hey, it might not, but at least you know about some options, right? At least you know about some options, right? And that's one of the great things. Careful about public discussion when assets you hold and where. Somebody's doing that. Yeah, definitely be careful about that, right? So thank you, Deep Mind. And so that is the thing, right? Learning different strategies, right? Because listen, the bad guys are always listening, always listening, always watching. I always say, look, the bad guys are smarter than us, right? So just be careful about where your stuff is and where you're holding it, right? King Solomon is in the building. What's up, Solomon? Good to see you tonight, man. How are things with you, brother? Right? So that's so very, very important to understand, right? So it's available to you, right? Your options of becoming your own banker, your options of earning interest on your assets. I'm telling you guys, I was so, when I titled that video, the other day I did it, the most important video I've ever done. I mean, come on. When I found out from Alex Mashinsky, listen to it, I mean, this guy is a serial entrepreneur. Okay. He's in the 1% of the 1%. He's had 8 different startups, 2 unicorns, 2, right? So those $1 billion things, right? 2 of them, 2, right? And he's telling us, right, in his AMA, he said, look, you can actually find out how much institutional money is paying for digital, for stable coins. Solomon, they're paying 17 to 20%. They're willing to pay 70 to 20% for stable coins. Why is that? Is it perhaps because of the demise of the US dollar? I was listening to Warren Buffett the other day. He said he's lost 94% since he was born, 94% of his purchasing power. I just showed you the example of Lynette Zang talking about the purchasing power is just non-existent. Think about that. Institutional hedge funds paying 18 to 20%, 17 to 20% on a stable coin. How else do you think Celsius is able to pay you 11.5% on a stable coin? How else are you not be able to do that? 11.5%. But the more important question is, why is Wall Street and institutional money willing to pay that kind of money for stable coin? A stable coin. I would think is that because they know they know it's pegged to the dollar. It's not, I mean, what you doing? Trading it? You can't, there's no, right? There's no volatility in that formula, right? Why are institutions, look, Why are institutions willing to pay that money on a stable coin? It has to be because of the demand. And the eye-opening moment when they discovered where we are going. They understand what's going on, what the Fed is doing. They know that the purchasing power of the dollar is essentially non-existent. They know we're moving into a new financial system. They know it. And whether it's CBDCs, and stable coins, and digital assets, because they're different. The CBDC is different than the stable coin, right? The stable coin, that's the private sector doing it. That's a different thing. CBDC is just going to be, right, the governments of the world, the central banks of the world. Why are they paying that kind of money on a stable coin? Right? It has to make you think. 17, 18, 20% on a stable coin. They're willing. They're rushing. They're knocking on the door. They can't get enough of them. Why do you think that is? And here you and I are, we're able to, right? We're able to just take some of that nasty, dirty, nasty fiat, get some stable coins, or if we choose, take some digital assets, put them in the stable coins. We're like, look, there's no accredited investor chain holding you back. There's nothing. Look, you can hold some assets that they are willing to pay massive amount of money for, 20%, 18 to 20%. Yeah. And what about this? You can just get yourself 11.5% APY paid out weekly on a stable coin. Where's the look? Everything has a risk to it. But please share with me the risk to holding some stable coins, right? Please tell me the risk, the mounting risk of holding a stable coin. And you know they know some stuff that we don't know. If they're paying 18 to 20% on a stable coin, you know they know something. Why aren't they cashing all the assets and going into that dirty, nasty fiat dollar? Why aren't they cashing all their assets and doing that? Tell you, it makes you think. I'm going to look more into this SEC's ruling on the accredited investor, not ruling, but the change to the accredited investor. I do think that's hugely important. I think this is important as well from what the New York Stock Exchange is going to be able to do. I'm going to go over this briefly, but let me say hey to some people that have checked in. Kaj, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. 153 people on the stream, guys. Do me a favor, smash the like and hit the sub button if you haven't had a chance to do that. We always try to get just as many likes as we have viewers in the stream. So let me go over this new SEC thing. It's just some interesting stuff, Deep Mind. I'd love to get your thoughts on this, my friend. I think this is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let me share this. Make sure I got the right one up here. I won't go over too much of it. Where is it? There it is. The New York Stock Exchange can allow firms to raise funding through listings, says the SEC. Not having to take the IPO route. Interesting, don't you think? The Securities and Exchange Commission has given the green light for the New York Stock Exchange to allow some companies to raise capital without the expense of an IPO. In a Wednesday order, the SEC approved the exchange to amend Chapter 1 of the Listed Company Manual to allow firms to hold direct listings. How this affects you and I, I'm not certain. I find the timing of this to be really interesting. The move means companies can now launch a direct listing on the New York Stock Exchange as an alternate to the initial public offering, generally preferred by the SEC. The direct benefit means it will reduce costs associated with soliciting a bank to underwrite the transaction of an IPO. Previously, companies that have sold common equity securities in a private placement were allowed to list shares on the New York Stock Exchange solely to allow shareholders to trade the stock. The rule change widens the scope to allow companies to list shares in addition to or instead of facilitating shareholder sales. Firms will be allowed the new listing on a case-by-case basis and must meet certain thresholds, including being likely to sell 100 million in shares on the first day of trading on the New York Stock Exchange. The so-called primary direct floor listing will also allow companies to avoid certain restrictions associated with IPOs, namely lockup periods that prevent insider trading. The American Securities Association, a brokerage group, said direct listings without protections against insider trading would allow for nefarious actors to cash out at inflated valuations. That would leave Mr. and Mrs. 401k holding the bag. The ASA wrote in a March letter addressed to the SEC. However, in the Wednesday order, the SEC said the New York Stock Exchange direct listing plans already had sufficient investor protection in place. I just think this is really, really interesting. The changes come at a time when the U.S. crypto exchange Coinbase is said to be preparing to list on the U.S. stock market sometime in early 2021, with preference given to a direct listing. On Wednesday, the SEC also changed the rules for accredited investors, slightly expanding the pool of Americans who can invest in private securities. Again, for me, the timing of this, it feels as though they realize that the IPO market is back. It's back. You know, the beer cold or not, it's back. And it's in great demand. I don't know what this means for Ripple in its future IPO or not. I don't know. But it feels as though it's going to give them more options. That's what it feels like to me. It's going to give them more options. That's what it feels like. What's your take on that, Deep Mind? I'd love to hear what you think. XRP Joe, happy birthday. Whose birthday is it? Is it bro XRP's birthday? Oh, he can't comment on that. Oh, gotcha, Deep Mind. Okay, I got you, bro. Sologenic, what's I wonder what Sologenic thinks of this. Yeah. I don't know. That's a great point. Blockchain Monkeys is in the. What's up, brother? Blockchain Monkeys is in the building. We're talking about an interledger choo-choo track. I love it. There's D&V in the streets, man. Let's rock a Ripple on that blockchain. What's going on, bro? Good to see you. Let's go, indeed. I think that's very, very, very interesting, that direct listing and the timing of it. GDLT is in the building. What's going on? Guys, we got XRP Joe, GDLT, and DeepMind. They all have YouTube channels that you definitely want to go check out. Crypto Visioneer is DeepMind's YouTube channel. GDLT and XRP Joe is the name. And first, great guys doing great stuff on YouTube, guys. You definitely want to go check them out without question. What's up, What's up, Pablo? How are you, my friend? Charlie Ward, we're coming from you. We're coming for you. That's funny. So, those are the two SEC rulings, right? So this Series 7 and I believe Series 65, look, and I think Series 82, What does that mean? It feels like it means that financial planners and financial advisors, some of these guys have to take these tests. Well, they don't make a lot of money, right? Some of them, right? Not a whole lot of money in the financial, planning, right? So this might be a chance for them to participate. The more, the merrier. The more, the merrier. We need more of us to be able to participate in that stuff. I did see something from Tika I thought was interesting. Tika Tawari said that he had some kind of system that allowed for non-accredited investors to participate in pre-IPOs. I don't know. I don't know how he's able to do that. That's what he said. Lucky Lloyd, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Blockchain Monkeys, I appreciate that, man. It's great to see you as well. Great to see you as well, my friend. Blockchain says, never miss a show. I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that big time. Chad B is in the building. What's up, Chad? Charlie G is here. What did I miss? What moves? No moves. They're just the SEC, man. The SEC allow for, direct listings on the New York Stock Exchange, Charlie. And also they have some amendments to who qualifies for being an accredited investor. It opens it up a little bit, but it's great that they don't have to be super wealthy now in order to do it. I think that's great. Super wealthy. Dan Heath is here. Mitsu Jungles, what's going on, my friend? 1,000 XRP to be in the 1%? I don't think so. Is that right? I don't think so. Lionel, just ran into your channel, like your content, just subscribe. Well, thank you, man. Love your content. Just subscribe. Thank you, brother. Welcome, Lionel, to the channel, guys. Appreciate you being here. So James Rule XRP has been doing his thing and sharing some very, 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 very interesting stuff. I'm going to share some of that with you guys as well. Comedian Chuck Real is in the building. What's up, guys? Guys, make sure if you want a good tune to listen to while you're working out or just to keep you excited about what's going on in the space, you want to listen to Blockchain Monkey's latest tune that he put out. It is absolutely outstanding. Now you can check it out on SoundCloud. That's where I checked it out. It's really good stuff. Oh yeah. What's up, Junior Del Giano? Good to see you. Yeah, I didn't think 1,000 didn't make sense, right, Bryce? I mean, yeah. Morton, hey, what's up, Morton? Good to see you, Morton. Absolutely. So DeepMind, let me see where he shared something from the BIS, but that's a little bit of a deeper read. He's been sharing some really, really good stuff. But I wanted to share a video with you guys. Let's see. What is this one? Oh yeah, this multi-hop thing is. Have you guys heard this one? This is so hugely important to understand that I think a lot of people just don't understand it. Where is Twitter? Was it DJ Peter Vass? Hold on a second. Who shared it? Lord XRP. Okay. Let me find that. Hold on a second, guys. Let me find that for you. Lord, oh, there it is. Lord XRP, thanks for sharing this, brother. I appreciate that. And I think Yeshua Taylor might have commented, actually retweeted this. I think this was Yeshua Taylor.
We're going to talk about a functionality of RippleNet that a lot of people have questions about. Multi-hop. What is it? How does it work?
Well, first off, multi-hop gives RippleNet members the ability of transacting with banks or payment providers or digital wallets that they don't have a direct relationship to. That's so important because in today's world, you need a bunch of bilateral relationships clunkily put together in a chain in order to move money. That means A has a relationship with B, B has a relationship with C, and they have to hand off information like playing a game of telephone. Multi-hop makes that a thing of the past.
So who on RippleNet is using this feature?
So a couple weeks ago, we announced that Siam Commercial Bank was using multi-hop. And what that means is they are allowing customers to facilitate payments through Siam Commercial Bank into Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand, and Vietnam. So the sender has the ability of getting deep reach and deep access into this entire region. And the receiver has the ability of getting payments with more value in them because the fees are less, with complete visibility and transparency.
And is this relationship both ways? So those receivers that you were saying are in Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, can they send payments out through multi-hop to the other institutions they're not directly connected to?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's one of the great things about the technology that underpins this is that it works like the internet works. Information can go both ways. So Cambodia can facilitate payments outside of that relationship back into RippleNet. Very much how the internet works today. So like the internet, there's a lot of paths of getting your money or your information where it needs to go. So one of the things that multi-hop allows are multiple quotes be returned to the user. And those quotes will have different paths of payments that are available. So you can choose based on the cheapest path or the fastest path and make sure that you're able to deliver your customers the type of experience they need. And what's great about this is that some of these paths that we're seeing already in terms of the tests that we're doing are the cheapest and the fastest when they go through XRP.
We're going to talk about a functionality of RippleNet that a lot of people have questions.
So that is really good stuff there. Because I think a lot of people, just like he said there, we don't have to have all 6,000 banks signed up. Right, multi-hop is definitely a game changer within the Ripple and XRP ecosystem, right? So it's hugely important to understand that you don't have to do that. What's up? What's going on, Razor? XRP, good to see you. So it's hugely important to understand that. That's why we always talk on this channel about the RippleNet and its network effect. I mean, it is absolutely massive. Yeah, Siam Commercial Bank, they have this relationships and stuff in these different areas, whether it be Thailand or Cambodia, and they have relationships that the people in Thailand and Cambodia don't have, but because of multi-hop, because of that, right? Because of that, they can establish relationships through conduct business and payments and send payments through Siam Commercial Bank. I mean, that's absolutely massive because a lot of times these smaller, undeveloped areas, whatever, they don't have enough clout to get access to the financial system. You understand? They don't have that clout and they don't have the access. But because of the multi-hop, they're able to gain this type of access. I mean, it is outstanding. It really is outstanding. And that's just one of the features. I mean, don't forget Codius. Don't forget the ILP. Don't forget the XRPL ledger. RippleNet is massive, guys. It is massive. You know? Thank you, Crypto Diogenes. Diogenes. Total respect for your work all day and put out the knowledge. God bless. Thank you. Forgive me if I messed your name up there, my friend. Yeah, I don't know about that one, DH. Only time will tell. I do know this. How do you stop the Celsius network? You buy it. That's what a powerful bank is going to do. I don't know about that. I do know this. I know that Alex Mashinsky just had a funding round, did not accept any venture capital money at all. I also know that he is a serial entrepreneur with at least 8 startups. I believe it to be 8 startups underneath his belt. And he went through the VC route with those other ones. And so he realized, he understands the pain points. And he said each and every one of those, he ended up losing control. So, so I don't know if that's they just had a funding round without any VCs, and they raised, I don't know, 15 to 17 million without them, right? And they gave you and I, the average Joe and Jane, an opportunity to participate in that. Now, did they use something? We had to be an accredited investor? Yes. But that accredited investor thing, again, is changing. You know, they put a little slight change in. Who knows what other change they're going to be put in. But they did a fund round without any VCs. Didn't take in any venture capital money. So I'm not sure. I wouldn't be so quick to assume that they're going to be selling or be bought by someone, especially a bank. The banks hate them. That's right, Junior. Multi-hab equals functional simplicity for broader utilization. That's right, my friend. That's right, without question. That's exactly right, Bonnie Rubber. We need it for the people, exactly. And that's why they had such a huge funding round. The way hugely successful. They had a waiting list. They had a waiting list. Like people couldn't, they couldn't get in. People were chopping at couldn't wait to try to participate in that. So I don't think there's ever going to be any challenges with them getting money from us. I don't think we're ever going to do that. Deep Mind, that's right, exactly right. For new people in the chat, don't miss Wealth Wednesdays, where we share information to help each other level up our financial IQ. Generational Wealth Wednesday. We talk. We have a saying for the channels, right? Don't tell us about your exit strategy. Tell us about your wealth strategy. Can I do that? Can I do that from the no, I can't do that. I'll have to with StreamYard, I can't access any of that stuff as far as wrenches and stuff like that, GLT. I'll have to figure out a way to do it. I don't think I can do it from here, but I will figure out a way to do that without question, bro. And so Generational Wealth Wednesdays, we talk wealth strategies, right? We talk about leveling up your XRP IQ, your digital asset space IQ. We talk financial IQ, right? Just traditional finance, right? We talk about wealth advisors. How do you put together a wealth team? Tell us, what does it look like to have a conversation with a private investment banker, right? We talk about ways do you understand the difference between leveraging your assets and liquidating your assets? What do you know about the concept of becoming your own banker? All of these things we talk and discuss. We read great books together, like Paradise. What's the name of that book? By Jason Grubman. Paradise and Strangers in Paradise. Strangers in Paradise by Jason Grubman. We read great books like Killing Sacred Cows and What Would the Rockefellers Do by Garrett Gunderson. So every single Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's a great hangout. Come hang out, man. You'll have a good time for sure. Come hang out, guys. You'll definitely have a great hangout. Mama Lacey's in the building. New to your channel. Love what I'm hearing. Hey, Mama Lacey. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you being here. Ooh, Julius, day trading. Let me cover that for a second. Julius Bryant says, I am really into day trading, and I was wondering where I should start. I got 2 different XRP accounts, one for trading and one to save. Is that a good move? Well, I can't certainly tell you whether that's a good move or not, my friend. I will tell you this, that I believe, Julius, that we are moving from a debt-based society to an asset-based society. I also believe that we're moving. I think it's actually upon us. We're in a position now where we won't have to cash out our assets that we hold. I believe that the more assets you hold that are not correlated to traditional financing, if a traditional market, if you will, the dollar, the better off you are. So gold, silver, and digital assets that you hold, right? And so when you understand that institutional money wants your assets and they're willing to pay for them, the more you have, the better. And so day trading is challenged, but I would encourage you to, if you want to learn some trading, some guys that I think are great are high altitude investing and DIY investing, right? Donovan and Dallin. I think those are good, some good people to learn from, especially in the digital asset space. High altitude investing, and another guy is DIY investing. And tell them the Crypto C sent you, man. Yeah, so you can live off the interest, which I think is a cool thing to be able to live off your interest for sure. That's going to be great. I think that collateralized loans is the way to go. Me personally, the Crypto Sieges home, this is what we're going to do. I'm not telling you what you should do. I would tell you to look into collateralized debt position, collateralized loans, and what does that look like for you. But that is, I believe, the way to go, because ultimately I can still live my life and I can still hold my assets, right? And that's what I want. I want to be able ultimately to hold those assets. And I think there's going to be tremendous value in holding on and having assets, because I believe, this is just the crypto siege, right? I believe that, having assets is the new thing. I believe it is an asset-based economy. Please put a countdown timer on your videos. It would help us see your videos. Oh, okay. That's a good idea, Harley. I will take that into consideration, bro. Appreciate you being here tonight, man. Absolutely. I need to do that little 10-15 minute thing so you guys get more of a heads up. Thank you, man. Appreciate you hanging out tonight. Daniel Cook says, Julius, the best way to day trade is not to day trade. He says, if you want to trade to swing trading, if you want to trade, do swing trading. I lost 5,000 in one day day trading. Ooh, no, not good. Sorry to hear that, Nathaniel. Yeah, I did see something, Deep Mind, about the Spark thing. Let me see which one that is. You guys want to go to flare.ghost.io. Then they lay everything out there with also some frequently asked questions as well. Flare.ghost.io. I know when we get back in town, I'm going to go over that and make sure everything is prepared for that. But my understanding is Alex Mashinsky has some plans for the XRP hodler. So hopefully he will lay it out in more detail. But he said, I have a spark in my eye. He was joking during the AMA. I have a spark in my eye. And he flat out said that they were going to be the biggest owner of Spark tokens. So how he's planning on doing that, we shall soon see. I guess, having 25 million plus XRP right now, I don't know, but that's what he said. So we shall see how that is going to work. Not at all. They're not shook at all, my friend. Yeah, no, Razor, they're not shook. Oh, Flare. Okay, what is it? Flare.ghost.io. I would not bet against Alex Mashinsky is right, Deep Mind. That is 10,000%. I would not. But especially when he says that, he said it in an AMA, an AMA, this last AMA, I believe he said it. You want to know who's going to have the most Spark tokens? You're looking at him. That's what he said. You're welcome for sale. That's what he said. So that's a big time statement. That is a big time statement. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. The algorithms will kill new day traders. The psychology is built into it. Yeah. So Morton, some other people's kind of giving you some things to consider when it comes to day trading. I don't day trade. I wouldn't recommend day trading, but I can't certainly tell you what to do. What I would tell you to do is just kind of learn some stuff from some people in the space that have done well in digital assets. And those are the two guys I recommend: High Altitude Investing, to go check them out, and also DIY Investing. All right, guys, listen, thank you so much for hanging out. Flare.ghost.io to learn how to do this, to learn how to do, get yourself prepared for this airdrop thing. And I will do the same as well. Hopefully, maybe I'll go over that on another video. It's been a cool hang. I appreciate you being here. Dakota Shipley, what's up, brother? How are you? Oh, man, you're going to have to catch the replay, bro. We're wrapping up, man. We're wrapping up. I appreciate you checking in. Retiring in Colombia. Nice. Very nice. Deep Mind is like, if you want to day trade, paper day trade for a year, like minimum. Oh, really? Let me check that out. Hold on a second. Make sure I didn't mess that up before I get off here. Yeah, it says Flare. Let me see if I can get on. Hold on, guys. Someone said that link did not work. It worked for me, guys. It worked for me. Flare.ghost.io. It worked for me. I just did it. All right, guys, listen. Yep, there it is. There it is. Legendary just put it out. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this stream like I do all my streams and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye. That's funny.